Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Goddess KDB here. You clicked on this video because you wanted to know what the maximum hydration method was all about. Well, you're in the right place. I worship this method. I have literally been using this method for years. Literally, this is the only method that I use. I use the same exact products, I do the same steps, and I get the same results every time. And I think that's why I love it so much. I feel like I'm guaranteed good results. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If I know I'm gonna get a bomb wash and go, no surprises. I mean, think about it. When you do like a twist out, there's always that like element of surprise. Is it gonna turn out right? Is every curl gonna pop? Did one of my twists unravel while I was asleep? Did they dry completely? I mean, to me, it's like I'm on pins and needles when I do other hairstyles. But this one, I am guaranteed the perfect wash and go every single time. And if you're like me, I kind of worship that hairstyle. So it's my signature look, so I'm willing to put in that little bit of extra work to get it to work. So anyway, what is it all about? It's really designed for low porosity hair. If you have normal porosity, go you. I'm a little jealous. Products will have no trouble penetrating your hair strands. But for someone like me, whose hair just does not receive moisture, like literally sits on top, product buildup is our enemy because nothing really penetrates our hair. So someone, I don't know who, came up with this method to force that moisture into our hair. Thank God they did, because now I can enjoy my natural hair. And so can you if you stay tuned. All right, so the biggest premise of maximum hydration method is to actually use a little bit of science to trick the hair into lifting the cuticle ever so slightly to allow that moisture in. And moisture is the name of the game when you're a natural hair girl. Otherwise, I mean, our natural textured hair alone is just very dry. It's just very dry and very fragile. And without moisture, we're really setting ourselves up for a lot of damage and brittle, dry hair. And that's just not cute. It doesn't matter what style you're into. If it's dry and brittle and unhealthy, it's just not going to look its best. So, maximum hydration uses a little science. They actually raise the pH level just enough to force the cuticle of our hair, because our cuticles are laid so tight and so flat for low porosity girls that it needs help opening up just a little bit. I mean, just think of it as your front door and you're just cracking it just to get a little bit of fresh air in, but you're not opening it wide enough to let like all of the bugs in, okay? You're just opening it just a little bit. You just want to crack the door just enough to see who's outside, and that's it. So it's very safe. It's not raising the pH level so high that it's mimicking a relaxer or mimicking a bleach treatment, for example. It's just enough to allow water in, and the molecule size of water droplets is all we need. We just need it to be big enough to, or open enough to allow something the size of the water molecules into our hair strands. And once you do that, your curls pop. That's literally what your hair needs in order for the curls to pop. If your curls aren't popping, it's probably because your hair is dry. So imagine that you slap some water on your hair, it sat on top, it's still dry, it's still brittle, and then you slap some hair gel on top of that. That's not going to be very cute. It's not going to be very flattering, and your hair is actually still dry. It never got moisturized. So, maximum hydration method says, hey, let's use a little bit of baking soda, add just a teaspoon or a tablespoon to your conditioner. Not only does that cleanse your hair, but it raises the pH level just enough to allow that water in. So baking soda is already known for its cleansing properties. So basically you've just created the perfect co-wash. It's conditioner, it's gentle, and now with just that little extra bit of baking soda, you've raised the pH level enough to moisturize your hair at the exact same time. How genius. Then on top of that, the next step is to deep condition. Now, a traditional natural hair girl is going to think of the thickest, richest, buttery conditioner that she can find, and she's going to slap that on her hair. Well, if you have low porosity, that's not going to do a daggone thing. It's going to create a huge product buildup mess, okay? I can assure you, I've already done it. I've already committed the crime, already paid for it, never repeating the mistake again, okay? Our hair needs the opposite. We need to water the conditioner down. Yes, we have to thin it out. Our hair can't receive it when it's in big chunks like that. So it has to be thinned out so that, again, we can nudge the conditioner into our strands. We just kind of opened the door a little bit. We just cracked it. And now we've got to get that moisture in here. We've got to lure it in, so to speak. So we're going to have to water it down, ladies, okay? You're going to have to add a little bit of distilled water to that same conditioner that you just used to clarify your hair, okay? So first step is take that conditioner, add some baking soda, it raises the pH level, and co-wash your strands. Immediately after co-washing your strands, and now that you have that slightly open hair cuticle, we're gonna take some watered down conditioner and allow that to stay on our strands overnight. Yes, so not only did we have to thin it down, we have to give it extra time. Yes, it takes a little bit extra time for our hair to receive that moisture. So you're just gonna put a shower cap on and you're gonna go to sleep, and when you wake up the next morning, your hair is going to be as soft as butter because that thinned out conditioner was finally able to make its way into your hair. And then you rinse it out. After that, you apply the clay of your choice. I personally love Rhassoul clay. Rhassoul clay was a little bit better than bentonite clay for me. Bentonite clay was just slightly drying for me, but Rhassoul clay for some reason was very moisturizing and softening for my hair, but it also has a slightly higher pH level. So the clay is just enough of a higher pH level to keep the cuticles open while you're still styling your hair, okay? Because the next step requires you to put gel on your hair to be able, you want your hair to respond to that gel. You don't want it to just sit on top. So you're gonna use a clay of your choice in the morning when you rinse out your leave-in conditioner that you had in your hair overnight. Rinse it out. You're gonna put your clay on while you're in the shower. I usually do this in the morning on my way to work. So I just put the clay in my hair in the shower while I'm washing and bathing and shaving those legs. It sits in my hair for a few minutes. I rinse it out and then I style it with my gel, and I have the perfect wash and go every single day when I do this. Rhassoul clay is also going to help clump your curls. For me, with my low porosity hair, I just simply have fluffy, thick hair. It doesn't really clump. It doesn't really, no curls are usually popping. So for me, the clay is a required step in order for my curls to kind of get in uniform. Like, it just forces all of the curves to kind of adhere to each other a little bit. And then that's what gives you, this is a clumped curl. So I'm assuming this is probably 10 strands of hair, maybe 20, and they're all going in the same exact direction, but they're all laid next to each other. And essentially that's what the clay's purpose is. It just helps clump the curls. If I skip the clay step, I don't get clumped curls, which means I don't really get a cute wash and go. I have clean hair, I have moisturized hair, but it won't necessarily clump those curls together. It would probably just give me a fluffier, curlier fro, but it will not clump it together. It won't lay the hair down. My hair is able to sort of come downward. You get that hang time that they talk about. So I'm able to get hang time when I use Rhassoul clay. If I skip that step, I have more of a fro. So if I wanted to kind of go for a fro look one day, I would probably skip the Rhassoul clay step and just go straight to either a leave-in conditioner or maybe a lightweight gel. But just keep that in mind that the Rhassoul clay step is for clumping. So although we just did two things that have a slightly higher pH level, one of them is more so for cleansing the hair, and another, the Rhassoul clay, is more so to clump it. So now that we've done all of this conditioning and separating the strands and making sure they're detangled and making sure they're soft and making sure that they're moisturized, now let's clump those bad boys back together without sacrificing the moisture. So that's what Rhassoul, the benefit of Rhassoul clay is. I love it. I order it by the pound from a wholesaler, and I have it shipped to my house every single month. I go through 1 pound of Rhassoul clay every single month, and all I do is I add distilled water to mine. And then once you rinse out your Rhassoul clay, like I said, you just add your hair gel to your, to your strands, and there you have it. Voila, the perfect wash and go. My wash and go, I can get about 2 days out of mine, and then I have to kind of start over. So when I see that it's wearing off, so about day 3, all I'm going to do is just hop in the shower before work, just wet my hair. I don't necessarily have to do any more treatments on that day. I just re-wet my hair and add more gel. So, some of the gel cast has probably broken by day 3, and that's all I do. I just refresh the wash and go, but I do have to submerge my hair in water, but it is still receptive to that water because of that maximum hydration method that we did at the beginning of the week. And I mean, I can literally just repeat that, every single day or every other day. And then if you notice that your curls aren't popping as much, just add more clay. So then if by day 6, you're like, hey, my hair is looking a little bit fluffier at the roots, hop in the shower, add some Rhassoul clay to whichever sections are looking fluffy. I don't necessarily add it to my whole head. So if, let's say this piece, for instance, let's say all my curls are popping except for this piece. Then on that morning, I will just apply clay to this one section and then let it set for a few minutes, rinse it out, put hair gel on all the rest of my hair, and voila, my wash and go is back and good as new. Okay, I literally can do that, guys, for 2 to 3 weeks before I ever do another wash day. So for me, that's kind of like touch-ups in between. So I have like a major maximum hydration method wash day, and then every couple of days I just re-wet my hair, add more gel, or re-wet my hair, add a little clay, and then add more gel. So I just repeat those steps for up to 3 weeks, and then I start over from scratch. So I hope that gives you an idea of what the maximum hydration method is about. I do a modified version. There are a little bit lengthier versions out there, but I typically just rely on the baking soda step, which is like a co-washing step, the overnight leave-in conditioner step, then rinsing it out and doing a clay treatment, and then adding my gel. So mine's a good like 3 steps, pretty much 3 to 4 steps, and that's it. But I think there are others out there who do a more detailed, lengthier version of it. I've just modified mine so that it works with my schedule. I break it up into 3 separate days so that it takes me no more than 30 minutes each day instead of trying to do a big giant wash day for, the whole Saturday. I just don't have that kind of time. But if you do, I would say by all means try it out. But anyway, I like breaking it down into 3 steps. It's more manageable for me that way, and I love it, and I hope you do too, guys. Bye.